Drama is everywhere. It's in the workplace. It's on social media. It shows up in families, in friend circles, in group chats, in the endless stream of passive-aggressive comments, arguments, accusations, and attention-seeking behavior that drains your energy before the day has even started. But what if you didn't have to play the game? What if you could stay calm while everyone else spins in chaos? What if you could live above the noise, still, focused, and untouchable? That's exactly what the Stoics aimed to do. They weren't emotionless. They weren't cold. They were clear, disciplined, grounded. They understood something most people never learn. Drama is not a personality problem. It's a distraction problem. People who seek drama are simply reacting to the world instead of controlling their response to it. Stoicism offers a different path, a quiet, powerful way of living that keeps your mind free and your emotions in check, no matter what's going on around you. In this video, we'll explore the Stoic way to stay out of drama, and how you can reclaim control over your world. Let's start with the first principle: don't get hooked. Drama always starts with a hook. A subtle jab, a loaded question, a tone of voice meant to provoke. Or maybe it's a social media post that's obviously fishing for a reaction. You feel the urge to respond, to defend yourself, to correct, to call it out. That's the trap. Stoics train themselves not to take the bait. Epictetus said, "If someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation." In other words, no one can drag you into drama without your permission. When you react emotionally, you're surrendering your power. You let someone else decide what you think, how you feel, and what you do next. But when you pause, when you breathe, when you choose not to respond, you win. You rise above it. You keep your energy, your dignity, your direction. The Stoic way is to observe first. Is this conversation worth having? Will anything productive come from this? Is this my battle, or just noise? If the answer is no, then your best response is none. Not every insult needs an answer. Not every opinion needs your correction. Not every conflict deserves your involvement. Silence is power. Use it. Second, master your ego. Drama feeds on ego. Ego says, "They can't talk to me like that." Ego says, "I need to prove I'm right." Ego says, "I won't let this go until they admit they're wrong." But ego only inflames the situation. The Stoics saw ego as a false master. It pulls you into petty arguments, emotional highs and lows, and battles that don't matter in the long run. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You always own the option of having no opinion." It's not that you don't care, it's that you don't need to win. You don't need the last word. You don't need revenge. You don't need validation. When you let go of your ego, you free yourself from the trap of drama. You start choosing your peace over your pride. And in doing so, you gain something far greater than winning an argument. You gain self-mastery. Third, focus on what you can control. This is the backbone of Stoicism. You can't control how people talk about you. You can't control how they feel, what they assume, what rumors they spread, but you can control how you show up. You can control how you speak, how you think, and how you respond. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Drama thrives in imagination. What did she mean by that? Why did they look at me like that? What are people saying behind my back? You start building entire stories in your head, and then you react to them as if they're real. But the Stoic stays grounded. He doesn't spin narratives. He acts on facts. He sees clearly, moves intentionally, and doesn't waste time on speculation. Control your world by staying inside your circle of control. What you say, what you think, what you do. Everything else is noise. Fourth, don't be a source of drama yourself. This is something people overlook. It's easy to point fingers. It's harder to look inward. Ask yourself, do I talk about people who aren't in the room? Do I overreact when things don't go my way? Do I create tension by gossiping, criticizing, or complaining? Do I invite chaos through the company I keep or the things I post? The Stoic doesn't entertain gossip. He doesn't stir the pot. He doesn't thrive on attention or controversy. He brings calm with him. When people speak to him, they feel clarity. When things go wrong, he doesn't panic. When emotions rise, he stays steady. Control your world by not adding to the chaos around you. Be the one who stays grounded when others lose their heads. Be the one who calms the room instead of heating it up. That's real influence. Fifth, guard your energy like treasure. One of the greatest Stoic insights is that your time, attention, and emotional energy are limited. Every argument you engage in, every toxic exchange you entertain, every emotional roller coaster you ride, costs you. And those costs add up. Before you know it, you're exhausted, distracted, and emotionally drained, not because of anything meaningful, but because you were pulled into a dozen dramas that had nothing to do with your purpose. Epictetus said, "The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you." That includes conversations. That includes social media. That includes your inner dialogue. Ask yourself often, is this helping me grow? Is this worth my energy? Will this matter in 5 days? 5 months? 5 years? If not, let it go. You don't need to respond. You don't need to fix it. You don't need to get involved. Not because you're weak, but because you're focused. Finally, choose your environment wisely. Drama breeds in certain environments. Toxic workplaces, dysfunctional families, gossipy friend groups, social circles built on insecurity, attention-seeking, and emotional chaos. Sometimes, the best way to control your world is to leave. Leave the group chat, leave the room, leave the conversation, even leave the relationship, if it means protecting your peace and staying aligned with your principles. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, the tranquility that comes when you stop caring what they say, or think, or do, only what you do. The Stoic doesn't stay where his peace is constantly under attack. He doesn't compromise his clarity to keep company. He doesn't trade his purpose for popularity. He chooses solitude over noise, truth over drama, discipline over emotional chaos. So let's recap the Stoic way to stay out of drama. 1. Don't take the bait, pause before you react. 2. Master your ego. Let go of the need to win. 3. Focus on what you can control, not what you can't. 4. Don't be a source of drama yourself. Clean your side of the street. 5. Guard your energy. Say no more often. 6. Choose better environments, if necessary. Walk away. Drama will always exist, but participation is optional. The Stoic doesn't live above the world. He walks through it with wisdom. He doesn't hide from conflict, but he doesn't feed it. He isn't controlled by emotion, but guided by virtue. He controls his world, not by force, but by focus. That's the way of the Stoic. That's how you live above drama. And that's how you lead yourself in a world constantly trying to pull you into chaos. The choice is yours. React like the rest, or respond like a Stoic.